we're now live.
Our very first Instagram live. Oh my God, we don't even know how this works, but this is exciting. Let's see. Okay, we see one person who joined. Yes, so it works.
Neg Quantum.
That's Natalie.
Oh, Natalie.
Amazing, you guys. Thank you for helping us and supporting us and trying out all these new things. Because our guides, hey everybody, hey
Wojtek in the
Wojtek.
house.
So we have been getting a constant nudge to be more active on Instagram, and we feel like we don't have a following on Instagram yet, so we take it very lightly. We don't follow our own guidance on this. So you guys like supporting us on Instagram like this is huge. It's helping us stick with our guidance and making more Instagram live videos. Oh my God, this is so amazing.
Oh my God, it feels like a YouTube live already.
Yes.
It's the same family, just different platform.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. Okay, apparently Wojtek, who handles all our social media, gave us an idea a few weeks ago. He's like, Eldora and Siman, you guys need to go live on Instagram and bring people in. I'm like, you can do that? He said, yeah, you can just press on this button and... So we're going to try it all out.
This is going to be an experiment, okay? So we're not Instagram experts yet.
Yes.
So we'll play and we'll invite someone and have a
from
little chat.
India. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with whatever flows. This is the best part about lives. We'll see whatever flows. And then we're going to invite some of you, maybe one or two of you will see, as Wojtek suggested, on the screen to chat with us. It could be about anything that flows at the moment. And Natalie, who's here, we've already said to her, hey Natalie, do you want to be the first person who comes live with us? And she said yes. So Natalie, apparently you have to press some button in the bottom of your screen. Do you see something that says join live or yeah, some people are saying asking to be in our live video. So Nat, you need to do that.
You have to send a request to
yes.
be live. Okay, got it.
And then we see the request somehow. I don't know how to do that yet, but then we have to accept people in. Okay. So we'll figure that out.
Sounds good.
And Wojtek, I'm a bit confused because I don't see any buttons here. I don't know how to let people in.
Yeah,
I see view request, but
okay, hold on.
I think they're all in there. Request. Okay. I see Vinita. I see a few requests.
Lighthouse, Tani. Okay,
amazing.
Got it. So now we're getting there.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Like this love is like super amazing. It's charging us. Okay, so I just wanted to start off by...
Okay.
We just want to start off by telling you guys about the intense energy wave.
I don't think we have to tell them about it.
Oh my God.
I think they feel it already.
Who felt the intense energy wave yesterday? He felt it more than me.
Oh my God, I'm still feeling it. I had to literally drag my feet to get to this live. I was like giving myself a healing like until Eldora said it's like 3 minutes, let's go. So yeah, it's been pretty intense. Yesterday, a very powerful wave started coming in and it hit us right away. And we realized that it made us feel very like almost disoriented. It was like a disoriented feeling, like feeling out of body, feeling groggy, feeling like you can't concentrate.
Extremely ungrounded.
Yeah, extremely ungrounded. And the best part is when we went out, because we had a few meetings, we had a few venues to check out for our event. And when we're in 3D and the energy is intense, it's so funny to see how 3D people start behaving because they don't know it's the energy, but they're all acting like ungrounded and a little bit extra crazy. And we laugh because we're going through our symptoms and then we're having to deal with the extra craziness around us. So it was interesting. How did you guys feel? Tell us in your comments.
A few people said voice,
Exhausted,
sore voice.
blur, sore throat. That was a big one.
A few of you said sore throat, and honestly, I don't know. Something's going on with our throat chakra for sure, because I've had an intense sore throat as well. Intense, and it's constantly like this feeling and a lot of like phlegm. All of a sudden, I start getting this phlegm.
I've had phlegm for a month now, so.
Highs and lows for sure. Sleepy, he's been extreme. It's showing up differently for both of us. For him, he's super sleepy and drowsy. And for me, it's just...
She's an energizer bunny. She woke up at 9 a.m., jumped out the bed, and she's like, by the time I dragged my ass out of the bed, after an hour, she's got like 3 new projects on the chart,
Yeah,
and she's
and
telling me about them.
you know,
I'm
that's-
like, whoa, I'm not even up yet.
And I'll be honest with you guys, right now, like my energy is very different because I said to Siman, I said, listen, you go at a different pace, I go at a different pace. And these are like things that we're going to start talking on YouTube and on Instagram. I feel like he's more chill and his energy is different than mine, as you guys can see. We both have a part to play in it. It's the yin and the yang. But this morning when I woke up, he just wanted to lie in bed and cuddle with me. And that annoys me because I'm like getting all this inspiration from my higher
My
self.
cuddle time is non-negotiable, okay?
Okay, listen, I cuddle with you every day. And today it was like, I need to get out of bed. And that makes him very grumpy when I don't like spend an hour cuddling with him in the morning. Yeah, for men, any guys here who like to cuddle, I'm more like you, Siman, Damien.
Exactly.
Listen, I love
gotta
guys
cuddle.
who cuddle, but sometimes when my higher self is giving me so much inspiration and all he wants to do is cuddle, I'm like, listen, you work on your pace, I'll work on my pace, because
Yeah,
people
this
are like,
happens every
Oh.
few cycles where Eldora's like got this huge quantum energy wave like pushing her forward, and
he wants to cuddle.
it's also a good thing because it's actually teaching us, because our work is always together, sometimes our guides encourage us to do projects on our own. So anyone who's in a similar situation, it's 111 viewers in the house.
Hey, so amazing.
So anyone who's in a similar situation in relationships, it's very important to honor your own needs and have your own things that you do.
Well,
And it's
who's
11:11 at the same
Oh
time.
my God,
11:11
11:11
a.m. and 1:11 people in the house.
So I said to him, I said, listen, I'm going to do my own projects. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he says to me, as long as you give me a lot of time, I don't care what else you do. So yeah, it's like a
I'm
balancing.
very demanding as a.
Oh, come on.
As a boyfriend.
No. All he wants is literally,
All I want is you.
I know. And it's the cutest thing in the world. He literally says to me all the time, he says, nothing on earth.
Nothing else really matters, guys. We just have each other. At the end of the day, all of this is gonna be a dream.
Oh, someone's asking if there'll be a replay of this. I don't even know. Like once this is done.
I think there's an option to save the video.
Yes.
So we'll do
Pisces
our
are
best.
cuddlers. How adorable.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure
guys
we
who
are.
cuddle. My God, I love cuddling. Don't get me wrong. But
Oh,
at
we
the same
cuddle a
time,
lot. Like I
we're
get a
always
lot
cuddling.
of sugar. Don't worry.
I have so much fire, so much coming out of me, and his pace is a lot different from mine. So we're trying to figure out how to navigate it because I'm fire, I'm Scorpio, I
I
have
think
all
right
this
now
energy.
we're also feeling this call to have our own individual energy.
And he's also very masculine, so he wants to do more like activations, and I'm not feeling activations. I'm more soft, I'm more yin. I want to do different things. So yeah, we're just like trying to Siman sounds like her hubby, Grace's hubby. Okay, so I want to go into something that happened this morning. Siman doesn't know we're going to talk about this yet. This is kind of why my energy is a bit like riled up a little bit.
That's
So first
part
of all,
the intensity that we've been feeling.
yes, exactly. When this intensity shows up in relationships or couples and whatnot, it's part of the wave that we're all feeling. So yesterday's wave was really intense, and when intensity happens, it shows not just in our 5D realities, also shows in 3D. And as Siman said, it's very interesting to see how 3D responds to the same energies, but they're completely oblivious of it. They're like screaming, they're pumping up the music even more and whatnot. Scorpio and Pisces, yes. Scorpio in the house.
Pisces, prep.
One thing about Scorpios is we're super like egoistic that we're Scorpios. I've never heard a Pisces do that. Are you just trying to copy me?
We're very like
Really?
mellow.
You don't care if you're a Pisces.
Yeah,
we love that we're Scorpio.
We're very like chill.
Okay, so anyway, if you guys are feeling the wave, just know it's crazy intense. Let me tell you what happened today, and then we'll bring Natalie on. Pisces! Oh my God, I didn't know
There's so many
Wojtek.
Pisces. Oh my God, Wojtek, totally.
So many Pisces, Gemini.
Wow, Pisces are the most.
Scorpio.
Pisces are the most intuitive, and Pisces are when you master Pisces. When you master Pisces, it is said that you master all of the horoscopes. You know what I mean? So basically, Pisces has the potential. I'm not saying every Pisces is this, but Pisces has the potential to be the master sign of the horoscope, meaning they've balanced the energies of all the horoscope, and then you master Pisces, and then you're like a fully balanced being. Not to say I'm there yet. We're all working towards bringing ourselves into balance.
Oh, and the next example, we'll talk about how you're not in balance.
So you know how every sign has like some positive traits and some negative traits. When you have an incarnation as a Pisces, you have the potential to balance all of the signs that you've ever been and bring all the positive and negative into harmony.
I've never seen this many Pisces in one room. Like, Scorpios, where are you? I saw like 2 Scorpios and like 100
Cancer.
Pisces. Anna is a Pisces. Okay, guys, this is what happened this morning. And this is super impromptu. Siman doesn't even know we're going to talk about it. So as many of you know, Siman's had this intense back pain, which intensified. It's part of his spiritual upgrades. It's part of his spiritual ascension, whatnot.
Every time the energy wave hits us, my back starts like catching. So.
And I'm talking severe. Like he's, what's that word? Decapacitated? Incapacitated. He's incapacitated. It's really, really intense. Like 2 years ago when it first started, he would crawl around the house. Like, so imagine living with someone like that. And I know that this happens every time the energy gets intense because for some reason his spine, like it's his lower vertebra and all of that. So what I did a few days ago, and this is, I'm talking right now to many of you who are like me, who take on the burden. You take on the
burden of others.
So I'm going to give you an example
that's what you've been doing in a lot of your life.
Exactly. So what happened was we went for a yoga class 4 or 5 days ago, probably a week ago. And instead of going at his own pace, Mr. Simanra started following the instructor and started doing all these back bends and down dogs and upward dogs and crazy. And within the first 20 minutes, he hurt his back again because he's not supposed to go that intensely on his yoga. I didn't get mad. I just was very kind. I said, baby, you need to go at your own pace. But instead what I did was I said, let's get an inversion table. And the first thing he said was, yeah, that would be great, but why are we going to buy an inversion table if we're just in Florida for the next 4 months? Because we don't know where we're going to go after. We're like vagabonds. So I said, no, I'm going to order you an inversion table, which is very good for his back pain. I said, I'll get you a secondhand one. So I spoke to my assistant, Lisa, and I said, Lisa, this is a top urgent request. Please get us an inversion table. Don't worry about the price, but the only condition is that it has to be delivered. And this is like the most important condition, that Siman will not touch it. This person will pay extra, but this person has to come in. It's easy, it's not that hard, and drop it in the spot in our house where Siman can use it. So I've done all this groundwork for him. He's not even involved in the process so far because his back was bad. I did all of this, and many of you can relate because we take on so much out of this concept called love, and we want to go deep in this. So this, and then yesterday I sent Lisa a message. I said, please remind the guy dropping it off at 10 a.m. This morning he dropped it off at 10. I said, please remind him that Siman's not going to touch the inversion table, neither am I. Siman's back is really bad, so he's going to have to come in himself. And Lisa's like, yeah, that's the condition. I have an email, it's all good. Right at 10 a.m. the doorbell rings and there's this guy outside and very masculine, like he has this big truck. And the first thing he looks at Siman, and I didn't go out thinking, I mean, Siman can handle it. I don't have to go out and be a part of everything. And this is why I'm speaking very raw right now, because a lot of you can relate. We women especially, I'm not sure about men, we try to do too much and then we crash.
Women are very empathic, which means they feel more than men. Men feel equally much. We've just numbed ourselves over the years. So women, especially loving women, when there's true love and when your heart's open, you tend to take other people's burdens. You internalize it, and it's become an automatic process. So
yes, very much so. So let me complete this story, and then we'll go deep, because this is I was guided to share this actually. So this guy comes, and I say, okay, I'm not going to get involved, because you know, another thing about Scorpios, at least me, is that we feel like we do things very quickly. I can do things in half the time than others can, is the story that my ego plays all the time. So I just like do it because I think my ego says it's going to take him twice as long, which is not even true, because that's not 5D. 5D is not about a speed. It's about doing things in a very meditative state.
And grounded.
It's not about how quickly you can do things. It's more about, can you do all of that and then at the end of it just feel like you've just finished a meditation. That's what 5D is. So I said, okay, Siman, you can go handle this. I'm in the room and I hear Siman open the door, and this guy, masculine guy in a truck, he's like, hey, I'm here to drop off the inversion table. Come give me a hand, will you? And Siman's like, oh, you know, my back is really bad. And Siman was very like, you know, he had just woken up. He was drowsy. So he came off in a very non-masculine way, and the guy was like, oh, perfect. This guy's not in his power. Like, this is probably what he thought. He's like, so the other guy said to Siman, oh, well, if your back's hurting, I can't do this on my own. Like, you need to come in. So I came in and I'm like, okay, I have to get involved now, which I hate. So I came outside and I said, Siman, when I call him Siman, it means I'm mad. I'm like, Siman, I have made it clear to this person that we're not going to be touching this damn table, and he's going to be coming in and doing it himself. So I told him this very politely by the door, very sarcastically. And then the guy says, well, I can't do this on my own. Will one of you help? Will your wife help? I'm not his wife, by the way, but anyway. I said, no, because we both have back pain, and we thought we made it clear in the email. And Siman's like, it's fine, I'll help you. And that does not sit well with me. And that's what we want to talk about, because that does not serve me. Yes, it doesn't sit well with me, because my ego says he's not standing in his power. My ego says he doesn't have a voice, which is all not true. I mean, of course he has a voice. It's about taking on other people's problems and other people's pain and giving it a life of your own, giving it so much energy that I was exhausted from this conversation. So when I went outside and I said to the guy, he got it on his own, and it was so easy. I even asked him, I said, do you want me to help hold the front? And he's like, no, I got it. So there's many lessons in here. When you're in 3D, 3D is constantly trying to boss you around, and they go back on their word. I'm not saying everyone in 3D is like, I'm just saying people go back on their word all the time.
3D has a different concept of integrity than we do in 5D. Like, as starseeds and galactics, our word is like very important, because our integrity is the core of who we are, right? So when we put out something that is kind of like an obligation that we agree to, or a contract, like in this case how the guy said, I'm fine with bringing in the table myself, then you won't, if you're fully in your integrity, you won't show up at someone's door and say, hey, give me a hand, when you've already discussed everything. But this happens all the time in 3D, because these people are still young souls. So they're still learning how to balance integrity and what that really means. We've mastered it as old souls, all of us, most of us, and we're still learning. No one's perfect, right? But the core concept here is that when you put your word out, that becomes the law. That becomes something you adhere to. Not to mean that if you have to break your back to do something, and you said it, you're going to do it. You still have an option to change your mind. But in 5D, everything's very clear. There's no blurriness. There's no like trying to get more out of the other person. There's no conniving. There's no slipping things in, sliding things in, and hoping somebody, like they're in a weak state and they just say yes. So,
but let's talk about how you handle it. Like, we both handle this in a very different way. So let's say someone is slippery and conniving and goes back on their word. Some of you can resonate. Siman would say, I don't want their negativity in my life. And they're both good schools of thought. There's no bad and right here. They're both equally good. Siman would say, oh my God, I don't want this guy's negativity. I just want the damn table. So I'm just going to help him anyway. Someone like me would say, well, this is part of the deal. I'm not helping you. So if you don't want to drop it to my designated spot, then you can leave. I don't want the inversion table. So there's two different ways of looking at it. But that's not the purpose of this teaching. I want to go deep on a different aspect of this teaching. Many of us, we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. I'm not sure about men, because I'm not a man. But women, oh my God, we carry so much. Like, we're always thinking about our children, thinking about our spouse. Has he eaten? Has he not? You know, when Siman and I got together, Siman's like, why are you always the one who thinks you need to be cooking? He's like, who's taught you this? I'm like, society. I said, I thought I'm supposed to do all the cooking and you're supposed to do everything else. He's like, no, this is all conditioning. So
you still do most of the cooking though.
Well, I do it, but now I don't do it.
Just a better chef.
I cook twice a week. It's not like I'm always cooking, but the fact is that I don't need to, where was I going with this? I don't need to plan a certain routine I need to break my own pattern. So hold on, where was I going with that?
So basically society has ingrained women that they need to do everything and they need to take on more. No, hold on,
that's not where I was going. So like you see, I'm still a bit mad at him. So basically, Anyway, this guy came, he left it, and as soon as he saw me in my masculine, because I can be very masculine, and now it's 144 people. All these sacred numbers, you guys. Our guides are saying, do more Instagram. Okay, so I went in my masculinity, because we are all masculine and feminine. Siman is masculine and feminine. I'm masculine and feminine. So I brought up my masculinity, and I went out, and I was very firm in my boundaries. And the guy, like a little rat, dropped it exactly where I wanted it to be. Now, most people, most of you watching will resonate until now with what I've said. But I want to tell you that this behavior, this excessive carrying of all these stones is not serving us whatsoever. So let's go into that. First of all, in our ascension, in our 5D mastery, as aloof and as detached as this may sound, we are like a little rat. We are only responsible for ourselves. And this is not selfish. I'm not talking about as selfish. Like, we're extremely in love and we're very loving towards each other. But guides, the way they work is they won't take away your lessons. So if there was a lesson in for Siman to go out there, help this fellow with his inversion table just because he couldn't say no or he didn't want to handle his negativity, what the guides would do is they would let him break his back again and learn a lesson so powerful that he wouldn't do it again. But what a lot of us do is we think we're being in love, we think we're acting out of love, but we're acting out of egoic control, we're acting out of judgments, and we're saying, no, I'm not going to let this happen. Because A, this guy is going against his deal. We go into a different scenario and we take away A, the other person's lessons, and B, maybe Siman would have just gone and like guided it in. Maybe he wouldn't even have lifted it. But out of my love, I took on so much that I actually felt exhausted at the end of it. That's your indication for when you're doing something that's not in alignment. It gets exhausting. It gets like I felt like I had to give myself a healing. And then he went out to get coffee and I needed space from him. Because I'm thinking, why can't this guy just get it? That I have gone through all this trouble to get an inversion table. Why is he so passive? That's how the ego thinks. Why is he passive? Why is he meek? Why is he not using his voice? But in his life, he's like, my peace is the most important thing to me. I'm not even engaging. So how do you feel when all this happens?
Okay,
He's like,
first of all, take a breath. There's a lot of
don't
high
tell me what
emotions
to do.
running in this room.
Yes.
And second of all, where was I going with this? Yeah, you raised a very important point about standing in your mastery, because this happens all the time in conscious relationships where you see that the other person has some lessons to learn, but mastery would be to let them learn the lesson. Okay? In 4D and in 3D, what we do is constantly we do this. We take everybody's lessons away because we think we're doing it out of love, but that's the worst thing you can do for them. So a lot of times when you see someone has to fall, when your child has to fall to get hurt, when your child has to burn their hand, you let them the first time within a controlled environment. You won't let them break a leg, but you let them fall. And that is the most important thing that you need to learn. As you become masters, you will see other people that literally like they're walking into a tree and you're like, but mastery would be let them walk into the tree, because then they won't do it the next time.
But see, that's the thing. He finds that easy. Like with me, he's like that. And that's the higher template.
I'm like that a lot.
He's like that a lot. He's very aloof and
Very
detached.
detached.
He won't tell people what to do. But
And when I really have to give guidance to her, like when I feel like, oh my God, this is getting too much and I need to step in, even then I don't impose it. It's
yeah,
not
but at
like
the same
I'm
time,
saying,
I don't do stupid things. If my back is broken, I won't go lift a freaking inversion table. So maybe that's another issue.
No, I wasn't. Today, in all honesty, I wasn't going to lift the table. I was just telling the guy I was going to guide him in. But yeah, the situation was created to teach us,
Yes.
teach us a lesson, right? It's about taking the pain, taking the lesson away from others, and also realizing that you're not in your mastery. You can never be in your mastery if you're constantly taking other people's stuff in. So recently, Eldora posted a picture of French toast that we made with figs and all the nice toppings, and she posted it on Instagram. You guys can watch it, and this comment will be under Instagram, the particular comment I'm talking about now. Somebody commented, oh my God, this is so delicious, but there's so many hungry people in the world.
Someone said that?
Yeah. And there was a thread of like 10 different comments
I don't
underneath
read
it
comments so
saying
much.
that's
Wow.
a very poor mindset. What are you going to do? We all know
People
there's
said that? I'm so proud of you guys
person, right?
who said that.
Yeah, no, because our soul family is very high vibration. So they started coaching that person.
I love it.
So they said, what are you going to do? You'd look at a picture of French toast instead of saying, you have a choice. Instead of saying, thank you, universe, may this abundance multiply for all humanity. With every bite that I eat of this French toast, may all humanity be nourished. May all poverty and suffering be alleviated with our prayers. That's one approach. But another approach is, oh my God, there's so many people hungry and suffering. And I'm not putting those people down by any means. I know that there's a lot of suffering in the world. But what I'm saying is, we can't be powerful masters if we don't have the mindset of clearing out everything that brings us down. And that's the most important part on planet Earth right now that we have to play, because we're surrounded by chaos. We're surrounded by suffering. We're surrounded by people who are making the bad choices and making the wrong decisions that we know are not good for us. They maybe have different standards or are not well equipped to make the right decisions. But if we as light workers start taking everybody's pain and suffering, what we're really doing is adding ourselves to the sinking ship. So we're not raising the vibration of humanity. We're saying, oh, I'm going to jump into this ditch with you because I don't want you to be alone in there. Instead, what you should do is you should focus on your ascension. Instead, what you should do is raise your vibration and be detached and be in your mastery, and then extend a rope to that person and say, hey, this is how I did it. I blocked out everybody else's suffering and I rose up. You can do it too. And when we all learn that all of our suffering and misery is just a contract that we have with the universe, then we all get out of the ditch. It's not by all jumping into the ditch and saying, hey, let's all suffer together. That's not how we do it.
And going back to the analogy of what happened this morning, another thing I found in my journey is that, and I found this as I've raised my vibration, and I found this as I've gone higher and higher in my own ascension path. And honestly, I can tell you this because I've seen the contrast. I've seen what happens when I take on too much of other people's burdens. And then I've seen what happens when I'm more detached about it. So let me tell you what happens when you do something like what I did this morning. I took on the role of being the speaker because I had already given him the terms and conditions saying this guy is meant to drop it off in our room. We're paying him extra money for it, and it's all decided. Once I said that, I could have just shut the door and gone and had my shower and meditated and done whatever, right? But I chose to entangle. I chose to cord myself in this negative situation instead of saying I've given Siman everything he needs and Siman's not a baby, he can take care of himself. A lot of us baby our spouses too much in the name of love. But what I'm trying to say to you is that's not love. This is not unconditional love. This is almost like a egoic program that keeps us in the loop of the matrix of overburdening ourselves. And the best way for you guys to understand this is in your ascension journey, one of the main requirements, one of the very, this would be in the top 10, I would say, it's one of the main requirements is to keep your emotional state extremely calm. So imagine if your guides every single day took a graph of your day, but of your emotional state. If they drew a graph, this graph has to be somewhat like, it can go up and down a little, but it has to be more cohesive, like art, like someone playing a piano. And that is self-mastery. If your emotional state, because you're taking on so much worry of others, for example, let's say your child is in grade 10 or 11 and you want him to be a doctor, or you want him to be this, and your child doesn't want to do that. He wants to be an artist. He wants to go be a carpenter. That's like any mother's nightmare, right? Because when my son would say to me, I want to drive an ambulance bus, I'd say, what? No, you need to be a doctor. You know how we in 3D we're so conditioned? When we're constantly worrying about other people's choices, you're taking away their free will, and that's not how their souls will handle. What their souls will do is they'll be so repulsed by you that they'll say, oh my God, I can't handle your love. But the deeper lesson in that is when you're constantly taking other people's burdens, how can you ascend? It's like walking this earth with 10 stones, 100 stones on your shoulders. So one of the things I found in my path of mastery is that it's easier for me to walk my ascension path when I'm completely uncorded. I can observe everything in neutrality, but I don't cord myself negatively to the situation. So in this, in what happened this morning, what would have been my mastery template? I was not in my mastery today. Whether he was in his mastery or not, I'll let him figure out. I was not in my mastery because instead of just laying out the terms to Siman and expecting Siman to handle what happened in his way and leaving, I decided to override Siman's free will, involve myself, and that created a lot of negativity for me because all my judgments came up saying, why isn't Siman doing what I'm doing? Why is it? So then when you start projecting all these judgments, we didn't fight or anything. When this happens, we just take space. I'm like, go get coffee. I'm just going to meditate. So in that 20 minutes apart, we kind of reharmonize and we don't fight. Like 5 years ago, this would have led to a fight. And most of our fights are based on love. Like, why did you do that? Why did you hurt yourself? And this is very energy draining, you guys. So please review all this in your relationships. And this teaching is quantum because you can apply it in any part of your life. If your emotional state is going like that, because someone in the 3D plane is honking, or someone in the 3D plane cuts you off when they're driving, or some jackass in the mall is mean to you or rude to you.
Or you live with a bunch of crazies.
Yeah, whatever it is. If you're letting the outside surrounding constantly, if you're constantly trying to control everything, because you feel your way is the way, guess what? That's actually not love. That is lack of self-love towards yourself. It all boils down to that. And this is a very deep teaching.
Yeah.
Many of you think you're doing this out of love for your spouse, but actually what you're doing is you're doing it as a result of lack of self-love towards yourself. Because how does a master who loves himself or herself behave? They know how they need to keep their energy neutral and balanced, and they know to let others around them make mistakes or follow their free will. So yeah, that's about. And
I wanted to add to that this has been deliberately impregnated into our consciousness by the dark forces, which is really not an outside force. The darkness within us is just an unresolved, unaddressed version of our own consciousness. But we've come to accept the belief that we are supposed to love others before we are able to love ourselves. That as a society has become a sickness. And the reason that has been infiltrated into our mind is because that does not allow us to ascend. And the ones who want to control us and keep us small, they put all these false teachings and beliefs in our religion and told people not to question anything. So love thy neighbor, love your wife, love the husband, love your kids. But you're the last one. Like, give everybody else their portions before you take yours. But spirituality flips that back on the head. And the first time I heard that, I was like, whoa, spiritual people must be really selfish.
And when I first met him, that's how I felt. I'm like,
you
he's
come
so
across
selfish.
as selfish because sometimes you know that the other person needs to suffer, but you have to watch them for them to go through the whole cycle, and then in the end they get it. Okay, now I'm
like in
it.
Doctor Strange, that movie. Thank you, Nat, for that suggestion. I've watched it a long time ago, but it was really nice to watch again. Like Doctor Strange, when he goes into that whatever that master, the ancient one, when he goes to see her. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Doctor Strange, watch it. It's a movie. When he goes to see this ancient one, she first knocks him around and she kicks him out, and she lets him realize that he needs this training before he comes back to her, and she accepts him. And that's how the Ascended Masters work. They give you tough love. They are very detached. Every time you make a mistake, they don't sit and say, oh my God, Eldora and Siman are doing this. Damn it, shit, they shouldn't be doing this. They don't get into a frenzy. You know what they do? And this is what we're all being asked to do, to expand our perspective and realize that we're all souls. We have free will. We come to this universe to experience contrast. We come to this, like what if, I'm not saying it's for Siman, but what if Siman's biggest lesson is to learn how to stand in his power when such 3D situations happen, and not give away his power and say, I don't want negativity, so I'm just going to do it. I'm not saying he did that. I don't know what he did. We haven't had a chance to talk yet. But my point is, we have to really get better at keeping, like imagine yourself wrapped in a bubble of light, and just imagine that this bubble of light is all you're responsible for. At the most, what you can do for others is you can guide them. You can while maintaining peace in your bubble. What you can do for others is to mentor them if they ask for it, if they are receptive to it, but not run around and tell people what to do. That is ascended mastery. And I'm giving you a very high mastery template right now that may take years to master, or that you can master right now. So I would highly recommend you guys start practicing this, because I was in the shower and my guide said, just go talk about this on the Instagram live. I'm like, okay, perfect. I told Siman and he's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, I don't see the lesson in it. Now do you? Because we didn't chat. So anyway, I forgive you.
I forgive you too.
Oh, how many is that? 152 or 182? I don't have my glasses. Amazing. All right, so let's bring someone in. Are you done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to see who's here.
See y'all.
1 second, you guys.
We're gonna pull someone in now.
Is Natalie here? Natalie, I don't think I see you. Quantum Nat.
You have to send a request in.
You have to send a request. But
To
in the
join the live.
meantime, let's talk to someone else. Let's talk to Vinita. Send request. Natalie, hold on. We'll go next. So let's see what happens now. I don't know if that's the place to see people. What am I supposed to do here?
Well, hold on.
Scroll up. Hold on. Wojtek is saying
Go
scroll
live
up.
in a room. Find the request button.
Scroll up the comments to find the request. Oh, I can't.
Okay, so we basically have to go up like this until we
Oh,
see
whoa, whoa,
someone's,
whoa. Careful. You almost hit exit.
someone's request, and then we let
Can
them know.
Natalie re-request? Because I don't see any requests right now.
Can someone, can any of you send us a request to join the live? Natalie,
'Cause I
hopefully
don't
you can
see
do
it.
that.
Or whoever sends a request now, we'll take them. Let's see. Turn off requests, turn off questions, turn off commenting. No, none of that. How do I request? Natalie, you're supposed to. Okay, let's see. Vinita is unable to join. Let's see if someone else is. Hold on. I think I figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So we go here. Let's try someone else. Okay, this is crazy, you guys. I thought this was going to be easy. Where the hell are all these buttons? Wojtek, you didn't coach us properly.
You just have to select them and then
I know,
let
but,
them in.
but we have to
Like that.
yeah. Oh, there. Natalie, there, I sent you a request. So Natalie should come on the screen any minute now. Click on the Eldora Siman name at the end too. Natalie, waiting.
Hold on.
No, she should come on now, I think. Yeah, Natalie, I've sent you a request. You just have to accept it, I think.
Yeah, basically.
You go out and join the chat again, it says.
You want to try someone else first while we figure that out?
Anyone know what I need to do? Not you and S, one of us. Okay. Requests. Let's say we go into this person. Send request. Natalie is looking for it. She can't find it. No, yeah, it says
unable to join.
Yeah, it says
for some
unable to
reason.
join.
Let's see what happens if we just click on Natalie's.
Yeah, click on her name.
Which one was? Oh, there she is. There's
Oh,
someone.
perfect. There's somebody there.
Okay, who's there?
Hold on. Who is that? I can't see your face.
I'm gonna remove the comments for a bit because it's covering that
Whoever
person.
is there, I just see smoke. Are you smoking? Oh, somebody left.
Oh, they left.
Okay, guys, we're going to try one last person. And then if this doesn't work, then we're sorry. But Blake, let's try Blake. If not, we'll try Vinita next again. Do you have to give it a minute to start or? Oh!
Perfect.
Hey,
We have someone on the screen.
We had made
we're live.
First contact
This is
has been
wild.
established.
I wasn't expecting to get chosen. I was sitting in the dark.
Awesome.
Amazing.
What's your name?
Blake.
Blake?
Blake.
Awesome.
Yep.
Amazing.
How are you guys doing?
Very good. Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Nice.
So
Welcome.
not too far away.
Amazing.
Welcome.
Spend a
So
lot,
I'd love
spend a
to,
lot of
I'd
time
love
in
to,
Florida.
sorry?
I spend a lot of time in Florida
Oh,
every
nice.
summer.
You got to come down.
Yeah.
Everybody says hi,
I'm gonna
Blake.
try.
I love that. So Blake, were you
Hello.
part of this, were you part of our conversation from the beginning? I'd love to hear some thoughts of where you find yourself in either my shoes or Siman's shoes in your personal life, based on the example we
You
shared.
know, uh, I had a similar incident. Well, not really a similar incident, but an incident just yesterday, where I found myself and I wasn't in my power, as you stated. It was something simple, which I've been doing really well in meditating and kind of staying at peace and just doing different things, working on breathing, and stuff like that, and just staying calm. But this one guy, it's always the traffic. The traffic is like the thing that gets me the most. But anyway, I was at the grocery store and I was backing out, and this guy like blew his horn, and I could see his hands waving behind me. So I did the same thing. I started mocking him and waved my hand up like, "Thanks, asshole." And anyway, went on about my business. And then like immediately after that, I was like, yeah, it probably wasn't the best choice, but I am starting to catch myself a lot quicker. Like I'll kind of snap at things and kind of dip into the 3D, but then it's like I recover a lot quicker.
Right.
As far as when you're talking about the physical symptoms and stuff, I definitely have a lot of those. When you said the back, I have, for me, I thought it was my back, but it's actually my kidneys, I think.
Are you drinking enough water?
So, yeah, and I actually just bought a couple of supplements. One's a greens powder, and one is a hydration powder because I work out a lot in the morning and it's hot here, so I sweat a lot and you lose electrolytes and stuff. So just drinking water is not really enough, especially with everything we're going through. So
when you say going through, do you mean your pain? Is that what you mean?
yeah, well, I mean ascension in general, and everything that comes with it.
Yes.
The physical, the mental, everything together. It's a lot. It's a lot on our meat suits.
Yes. Blake, I want to share with you, when I look at your energy, what I'm seeing is that you're holding on to these interactions too much. So that's actually what I'm being guided to share with you. You're a sovereign being, you're God. You're just going back to being a God again, right? You're just going back to what you are already. Right now, all of us, we deviate from the gods that we are. And right now, we're all on the path of ascension, going back to the gods we are. So one thing, and I'm sure everybody watching can relate to this, all these 3D interactions, even the interaction that Siman and I had this morning, there are anything that causes negativity in our auras, in our lives, in our chakras, we feel negative. One of the biggest tips I can give you guys is don't hold on to every single one of them. You've got the right attitude when you say, oh my God, I flipped someone yesterday. Damn it, I won't, why am I flipping someone? Why am I even giving them my time of day? They're behaving like an asshole. They're flipping me. I'm just going to say, okay, young soul, and move on. I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to realize that, okay, if they're doing that, they haven't yet learned. You're not doing anything wrong. They haven't yet learned what you're right now learning. And you can do it another 10 times before you learn the lesson. But what's important is that you don't hold on to every stone. And everyone watching, I'm telling you all of this. Every stone that's thrown at you to slap you, don't hold on to it. Let the stone just bounce off you, slick off you. And that's what we teach in the Psychic Protection course about having a shield. And this shield is so powerful, you guys. Many of you I know have already done the course, and you guys can comment to that. But what happens when you build a shield around yourself is negativity. Literally, it touches the shield and it slicks off. It bounces off. It doesn't even enter. And right now, what I'm seeing in your aura is that other people's negativity is entering your aura, and your energy is carrying all their pain, all their negativity, all their assholity. You know what I mean?
Asshole-ity.
You're
Yeah.
carrying
Oh,
it.
exactly.
So the biggest
I
tip,
like that
like
word,
look, already your
asshole-ity.
soul looks lighter. You see your eyes? You see his eyes?
Hmm.
Already you're looking brighter
Yeah.
because you're realizing that you're not them. You're not their unconsciousness.
Yeah.
And then you realize
Right.
I can make mistakes for another 10 years. We're all in the human form. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
We are doing the best that we can. But the important thing is to not hold on to every negative interaction in your aura. So as soon as you get into these kind of negative situations, which we do all the time, every single day, it's important that you say, okay, I need to clear that. It's entered me, I'm thinking about it, or it's affected me. Because what happens if you don't clear is you carry that negativity that the other person threw at you. This is called psychic attack. He threw his negativity at you by saying, fuck you, or whatever, when you were driving. But what you do is now your ego is saying, how dare he do that? Fuck you too, which is normal
That's
human
exactly
behavior.
it.
That's
Yeah.
not the problem. The problem is then you go home and you start thinking about it, saying, these stupid people, they don't even drive. And because of him, I had to lose my peace and 3D. And then you go
Yeah.
off into that and your whole day goes into this heavy energy.
Yeah, and I wanted to
That's funny.
reiterate
That's a major lesson for me.
Sorry?
This incarnation, that's a major lesson for me, letting things go. Because I'm one of those people. The things you talk about, the things you were just talking about, a lot of that sounds like me. I mean, I'm a guy, but a lot of the things that Eldora was talking about, I
You take on
resonated
too
with that.
much. Yeah, it's in
Yep.
your aura. I
Take
can read you
take
right
on
now.
everything and try and
energetic.
fix
Yeah.
everything and try and heal everybody, and
Exactly.
it is too much and it's draining big time.
And like Eldora mentioned, it's not just the words, the negativity is actually like an energy that gets caught up in your web. So even though you try to clear your mind, you say, you know what, forgive them, fuck them, I don't want to think about them. But their energy is now, there's a signature in your aura that you can't push out. And that's something we teach in detail in psychic protection, how to open and close your chakras, how to light breathing techniques, how to create a shield, how to empty out your aura. Anytime you have a negative experience, you don't just go home and go about your day. There's certain things you can do, like breathing in light from the top of your head. Let's say your heart feels heavy. You can breathe out light from your heart. So breathing in from the top of your
Actually, I
head
started
and
doing that
breathing
a lot.
out. You do that a lot?
I heard it. I heard you speaking about the white light thing in your last
Yeah.
video, so I started doing it. It does.
Good.
It helps a
Good.
lot.
And also you don't have to do the whole course. If it ever aligns for you, I'm literally connecting to what we've taught. It's just the module 1 and 2. You just literally need the first. We've broken it up. You really need to learn how to handle yourself when others are behaving like assolities. Someone loved that word. Like it's all around you. Like you're in a relationship, your spouse is acting funny, your children are acting funny, everyone's trying to boss you, bully you, belittle you. How do you protect yourself? That's what psychic protection is all about. So yeah, it's amazing too.
It gets better with time. After a while, when you're shielding on a daily basis, like you literally see someone's negativity. Like I had an interaction with a store clerk who was just throwing negativity. He's like, why are you trying this? Why are you touching these things? And we just walked away from him. But there was a negative charge.
Because of COVID.
Yeah. And then when I was doing my rounds and I bumped into him again, I saw his negativity, but it got caught in my shield. It caught in my bubble and it went down and didn't even touch me. So these techniques actually really work.
Yes.
And there's no other way we can teach it.
And I love how your aura already looks light.
Yeah,
I literally
your
see
face cleared up since the last 10
it's just clear.
minutes.
Your eyes have the sparkle back. Do you guys see it? Does everyone watching see it? Do you see how I'm reading auras is something that you guys can practice. Look at how light he looks. Lovely chatting with you, Blake. I send you my love.
Thank you for sharing, brother.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, same to y'all. Nice meeting you too.
Love
Take
you.
care.
Love you too.
All right. Once Blake, I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I don't know how we ended.
Is there a way to leave this place?
Let me see if we can do it from here.
Yeah, see if Natalie is still available and we can invite. There's Natalie.
Where?
Click Nat. Here. I have nails.
Yeah.
Send request. Okay, Nat, I'm trying again. All right. Natalie, do you see the request? Okay, I'm going to try Vinita now, if Natalie cannot see it. Oops. Let's see. Oh, he has to exit.
He's already exited.
I think he's exited.
Yeah.
Let's try Vinita now. Can you find Vinita?
Yeah. Gotta be in here. Vanita, can you send us your request again?
No, I don't think she can do it again. You'll find her. There's only a few more people.
A lot more.
Just find someone else.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick someone randomly now.
Do healthy by nature.
Okay, that's healthy by nature. If you're online, just check. We sent you a request to go live with us.
Lighthouse shift. We'll see whoever we see right there. We'll wait a minute for another person to join. If not,
Try Lighthouse.
and Natalie, we can do this next time because then we can just.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yay!
Yeah, we did it.
Yes,
That's
we
so
did it. You did
amazing.
it.
That's so amazing, guys. I love you. I really love you. You're such a radiators and uplifters. You know that. I don't need to tell you.
Thank you.
I love your accent. What's your name?
Eleonora.
Ellie Aurora?
Eleonora.
Eleonora. Oh my
Eleonora.
God, that sounds so beautiful.
And where are you from, Eleonora?
I'm from Macedonia. But I'm just next door to you guys. I'm in Boca Raton.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We're very
yes.
close to you. And we got to meet like this. You know, the funny
Yeah.
thing is when we go to Whole Foods and stuff, many people have said to us, okay, this is so hilarious. So many people emailed us saying, we are driving our cars in alert because they all live in Florida. And they're like, we're always looking for Eldora and Siman. Like, we'll just run into them. And they're like, we literally sometimes get into a traffic accident because everywhere we go, we're looking in cars to see if it's you guys. Of course. And they were just funny about it. And everyone's like, we go to Whole Foods and we look for you in the organic aisle because a lot of people live here. And you know what the funny thing is? I haven't met one person still.
You know what?
Somehow
like
it hasn't aligned yet.
That's me. I'm going to Whole Foods. I'm looking to see you. I'm going to my yoga class on the beach. I'm like, oh, today they're not showing up here. But like,
which yoga class do you go to?
I do go in Delray Dunes. Jessica Om. She's an amazing yoga teacher. Usually she has like Wednesdays and Sundays at 6 o'clock. And then like every full moon, it is like on Atlantic Avenue at the Dunes Park. But today, like I'm in isolation. I have COVID tested positive. So like I'm not going tonight like for the class. And tonight she's not teaching. It's the substitute. She went away.
Just give me the name. I'll look it up. Delray what?
It's Delray Dunes. It's just like north of
How do you
Lincoln.
spell Dunes? D-U-N-E-S?
D-U-N-E. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about you.
It's
I'll
a
look it
sunset. Talk about
Sunset.
me. Let's talk about me now.
Tell us how you relate to what Siman and I spoke about.
I'm so vibrating with you guys. Like I'm so lucky. I met you. I connected with you last solstice, last December. I was like on a mono juicing for 21 days and somebody posted you there in Telegram chat. And since then, I'm all the time with you. And then like when in Costa Rica, you said like, we're in Florida. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're coming to Florida. And I just said like Delray Beach. And then you're like, you know, guys, where we are, Delray Beach. I'm like, yes, I need their energy. I need them close by. And I definitely am coming to Miami. Definitely.
Nice.
I'll see you there.
Oh, you have to be there. My God.
It's going to be amazing.
I have to get my energy straight up. And you know what? Like I've been through a lot in my life. And since a young age, I've been doing my yoga, my meditation. I went through a brain surgery. I'm good now, like, and all these kind of things. But like meditation, and I don't do a lot. I'm doing as much as I can. I really related how as a mother as a wife, like you just try to feed everybody else, and then like, what is my time? Not only
Yeah.
feed them, but like do the things for them, like especially the kids. I'm with Simon. I'm in the engineering part. I'm like electrical engineer.
Oh,
I
nice.
do work full time. I have my master's degree in electrical engineering too. But you know what I love, what I learned from that? I was studying the human energy, frequency, and the signaling, how like we got, and the biophotons. So like, and when I wanted to do my PhD and I told the professor what I want to do, she's like, oh, that's quacky science. I'm like, that's not quacky science. I'm not going to do PhD for what you want. I'm going to do for what I want.
I
She's like,
love that you said that. You know what I'm hearing right now is you say that? It's exactly what you just said. Every single one of us has been trained exactly. It's nothing by fluke. We've been trained to get into the professions and the university degrees, or like me, I don't even have a university degree. I was doing my 5-year Bachelor of Law, like I wanted to be a lawyer, and I would have made a very good lawyer. But you know what? In the second year of law school, I fell in love. I was 18 years old or 19. I fell in love with a college sweetheart. I ran away from home because I was in a horrible like household, ran away from home, and I never completed my law degree. And I'm so glad I didn't waste another 4 years studying. But guess what? Everything that you've done, like even with Siman, his programming, his DJing, in your case, your electrical engineering, it's all prepared us for the wiring in our head that we need for our 5D jobs. And that's what a lot of people don't get.
no. And I said, like, I don't need a title. I can get my knowledge for what I want myself. Like,
Yes.
and as you were saying, like, I was like listening to you yesterday, but like the new technology, I almost feel the new technology with the sound
Yeah.
and light and everything else. So that's like what we know. And on the other crazy stuff, I have like a husband he's like so much 3D, and he's like MD, 3D MD.
He's like what? A medical doctor?
He's a medical
Yes.
doctor.
Okay.
3D MD.
But
I love that. 3D MD.
and I was like, why don't you trust your God-given immune system? Because like this is the most sophisticated kind of machine, a body that anybody can have. Why you need vaccines? Why you need like pills? Why you need something? If I need something, oh, there's my rosemary. I'm gonna do the old-fashioned like kind of hydrogen peroxide. It's right here, so I'm perfectly
What do you do with
fine.
hydrogen peroxide? What do you do with it?
Inhale 6 times, and you're just.
Can you show us?
fine.
How do you inhale that?
I just inhaled myself.
Okay, don't do it then.
You know what? Like I'm gonna just like you inhale and you spray 6 times, and that keeps you safe.
In
But
your
like
mouth?
you know, in your mouth, yeah.
So you open your mouth, you take the hydrogen peroxide.
Yes, it's
And you
it's like
spray it 6 times.
no, just like listen, it needs to be food grade hydrogen peroxide.
Okay.
So I buy like 45 like percent, and then I dilute. Like there's like a proportion how to dilute. But if you wanna keep yourself safe, because I was exposed like 3 weeks ago, nothing happened to me. But because my kids got it, so I was there like without anything, like treating them, massaging them, bathing them, and giving them everything. So I was like overexposed, and then like it happened. So, but like really nothing happened. I'm nothing, no pills, no nothing. Only my inhalations of hydrogen peroxide, my Epsom salt and hydrogen peroxide baths. And I do rosemary hydrogen peroxide inhalations under the towel. You just boil and put onion too, and you're fine. So like this
I
is
love
like
all these holistic things you do. You put an onion.
onion is very antiseptic and antiviral. So like when you breathe that, it just kills everything inside, like whatever
Wow.
it is.
So tell me again, what do you put? You put an onion?
So you just, I grow myself, like I have aloe vera, I have rosemary, I have mint, I have parsley, but rosemary is the best. So you boil rosemary and then you put inside, you cut onion. You put the onion inside, onion, and then you just spray a little bit like hydrogen peroxide. And then you take a towel, you cover yourself like for 7-8 minutes and you breathe that. And it's really, really soothing for your lungs, really soothing for your nostrils, for your throat, for all the openings that you have.
I need that.
A lot of people need that right now.
So I'm going to reiterate everything she said for the benefit of everyone watching. Tell me if I got this right, okay, Eleonora? So you take water, you put it on the stove, you put add rosemary in it. What is that? Rosemary? What?
I think you can buy the herb.
The leaves. You can buy them like from the Whole Foods. You can
rosemary,
buy
fresh. You're talking about fresh leaves, right?
If you don't have fresh, you can put a rosemary tea bag.
Got it. That's amazing. So put some rosemary, a little bit of water, and
a little
boil
bit of
the
water,
rosemary.
and boil the rosemary.
Do you boil the onion with it?
No.
I wrote boil onion.
So at the end, like when it's boiling, then you cut the onion, maybe half an onion, and then you place it inside in the boiled water.
Okay.
If you don't have a food grade hydrogen peroxide, if you have, you can skip it. You can also put eucalyptus oil or tea tree oil, just a drop there.
Okay.
Instead of hydrogen peroxide?
Yes. And it's amazing. It does the healing.
Wow. So you put the onion at the very end. You let it sit for how long in the water?
You just take it out. Like you just take it out. You don't wait anything. And you just take a towel, remove the lid and cover yourself and breathe.
Oh, let's do it tonight.
Yeah, we need that because a lot of people, even us included, are having these ascension symptoms of sore throat. Like you notice both of us.
I have this thing going. It's like wheezing.
Yeah,
you'll find this very helpful.
Ooh,
very helpful.
It.
I love how in our soul family we have so many geniuses in these holistic approaches. We have so much to learn, and we can all teach each other.
Yes,
and I love this.
I love this idea of YouTube of these
Instagram live.
Thank you, Wojtek. Everybody, give a big round of applause to Wojtek.
I love this too, and I love you guys too. And like for all these holistic kind of things, I don't have a degree, but I have intuition. What works, what doesn't.
Phenomenal. And we could use some of that holistic inspiration because we're not very good at that. This is amazing. Like these kind of things are amazing. So lovely chatting with you.
Oh, do you want one more thing for Simon's back?
Go.
Sure.
Yes.
I would love that.
I love you.
So I do Qigong, guys, like almost every day.
Yeah.
You see how like when you interlace your fingers, this looks like a vertebrae.
Yes.
So you just do this.
Ooh.
It's gonna massage like your kidneys, and for bread, like with your hands, like do this on your hands and put on your kidneys. Send some love there. Send some love.
Blake, if you're listening.
Yeah, I was thinking of Blake right now.
Yeah. I
my back's been stiff. Like it's been stiff all exactly in the kidney area. So this,
and to loosen the back, like you just need this like twist a little bit.
Yeah, I do that already.
I do Qigong every day too. I do that every day. I'll be waiting outside in the parking lot and I'm like this. I'm like the crazy girl in the parking lot. I don't care what other people think. I'm standing, stretching, going crazy with my Qigong. You know, like these Chinese people who stretch everywhere they go, I'm one of them.
I'm one of them too. I do even at my work. I work like in a corporate world, like, and I'm like wearing my blue light glasses. Right. I do Qigong in front of them or in the park, and I don't care. I'm like, guys, this is for me. If you want to join me, join me. If you don't, like, just don't judge me.
That's another trait of old souls. We don't care what society labels us or says to us. We do our own thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that. I really like this. This is amazing.
That helps for the back a lot.
Doing this releases the back.
Yes.
Wow, it
I'm
feels
guessing it's
really good.
stimulating certain like node points within your body.
You know, yeah, you know what? Like we have all the 12 meridians ending at our fingers.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
okay.
feel it.
So, and all the
140
12,
people
like
are
that,
doing
yeah.
this with you.
And they're like, the meridians unblocks, like when you do that, you unblock the energy and it
Even
flows
here.
like there.
Yes, even here. EFT
Yep.
is amazing.
Yes.
Sounds good.
This
Thank you
is
for those
so
thank you.
amazing.
Thank you for choosing me to speak with you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And we're setting the intention to run into you when it's aligned so we can give each other a
And
physical
I'm
hug.
sending
May
it to you with
so.
you too. See you
I
soon.
love you. See you soon. Take care. I will
Yeah.
check out Delray Dunes.
Thank you.
Bye. Love
Sunset
you.
Yoga Beach. Love you too, guys. Love everybody.
You.
Bye.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, does everyone want to do one more or should we end it? What do you guys think?
We're
I think.
at 144 people in the house.
Okay, let's do one more. You pick. See if you can pick Natalie.
Okay. What do I do now?
You have to leave somehow.
Is it
Oh,
NG?
man.
Yes, NG Quantum.
It says unable to join.
Try once again, one last time. Let's see if
Let
she's
me-
figured it out. Oh, how
let
does
me
she
just-
leave?
Blake, how did you leave?
This is a great...
We're all like teaching each other today. This is awesome.
Another.
Report.
Okay, another. We're going to do another.
Another.
No, she has to leave first.
Maybe
No,
we can
like-
just invite someone.
Can you cancel me?
Let me check. Hold on. No? No,
I
you're
have
stuck
only-
with us now.
How did you
if I
leave,
s-
Blake?
If I say
Maybe an
report,
X. Okay, Wojtek. Okay, click on the video camera to leave.
How
Someone
many
said-
engineers does it take to figure out Instagram Live?
And you're an engineer. You're a
I know,
programmer. Come
seriously.
on, you guys.
We're like
No, see, Blake would
on
have
the spot
replied.
right now.
We can't read Blake's response if he writes.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, yes. Okay, now try one
Okay.
more person.
Okay.
Let's try. Okay, who wants to come on? Who wants to come on? Let's see.
Send a request.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. One more person. Let's do Abhya. Natalie, we're going to do you next. By then we'll figure it out. We'll start with you next time. Because I know we have a lot to chat about.
Hey guys!
I got it.
So sending a lot of love from India, and it's 9:18 something in India right now, and I was waiting for a really long time to get in touch with you, and I'm so excited to see you both together, and you are looking adorable, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
love you too, Abhya.
You have beautiful eyes. You have such a pure, loving energy. Very.
Thank you
What's
so
your name?
much.
Abhya?
You know what? I want to compliment you for one thing, that when Siman speaks, I see a deep sense of connectivity and serenity through your eyes, which I have never experienced anywhere on this planet. And yesterday night, when I was walking down there in my street, I was thinking about you. And whenever I think about you, that when I can get in touch with you like 101.
Wow.
I'm sorry for lacking the words right now because I'm from India and my English is not up to the mark.
Your English is great.
so-
We understand you perfectly.
So what are you, so you're saying that when he speaks, you like how my eyes look?
No, she's saying she gets a vibration and she's able to connect with me one-on-one when she thinks of me. Like in
Is
the
that what
higher
you're
realm.
saying? You're talking about Siman?
Whenever I think about Siman and whenever I want to hear from him, there is an instant connection established from the universe.
Wow.
So that's what I was talking about.
Oh,
Wow.
that is so sweet.
Thank you for sharing
so
that.
Sweet.
You guys are just awesome and you guys are just up to the mark. You are totally perfect. And you know, just yesterday I was thinking about when I can talk to you like that, and just it happens like in 5D, things just happens like that.
Yeah, it's
Instant
magic.
manifestation. You
Exactly.
manifested
You created
this.
Yeah, right now I am embodied that 5D energies in my life, and I am living that abundantly.
Amazing.
So I don't feel any lack anymore. All the lessons you have been sharing on your YouTube lives and your YouTube videos, when I first met you, it just clicked like that.
Wow.
It's
Amazing.
I love
connection.
that.
So tell us what you thought about our discussion in the beginning about standing in your power, and have you had any recent episodes where you were pushed by giving away your power in a situation, or just generally taking on other people's burdens? Anything that applies?
You know what, guys? You know what, guys? I'm a starseed who have been walking her path of self mastery in a cocoon.
Hmm.
You know, and when I first watched your videos, then that cocoon just broke out,
Yes.
because um, I never get someone who is walking the same path of self mastery. Instead of teaching everyone else out there that what should you do, they are investing their energies and doing their own work.
Hmm.
So that is the first thing, which is the instant, clicking link between us.
I love that. I love that. You're a master. I can see it through and through.
Yeah, I saw it right away in your eyes, very evolved, being very old soul,
Very centered.
totally starseed, and here to help with the shift. So what's your experience been like walking in a cocoon on Earth on this crazy planet?
Oh my God, I don't know that I can explain it in your language or not, but I am pretty much sure that you can connect with me on an energetic level, because that's how we have connected. So I am a kind of person who cannot say even a single word until I haven't mastered the proper meaning of it in my life.
Correct.
I cannot.
Right.
You know why that is? It's because you're in 100% integrity. That's how we feel too.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 0.1% off in our integrity and our intention, it doesn't sit well with us. I'm talking about 0.1%. And that's amazing. I know exactly what you mean.
And how
If
about
I
any?
So go ahead.
I'm of 21 years old. Like I turned 21 right in May.
Wow.
I love that. So many young people are tuning into our channel. Even Natalie, who we were supposed to bring, we're going to do her next time. I would highly recommend you guys tune into that. We'll plan it in the next few days. She's 17 years old and she's an avid student, and she's flying because she's getting all these abundance codes and everything. And you're 21. There's a lot of people in their 20s. Anyone here in their 20s who follow our channels, comment, because that's amazing to hear. That's amazing.
So tell us about any challenges you might be facing in your journey.
Hold on. Sorry, there's like a voice lag.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to share with you guys, and Simon was saying something and I just disrupted. Sorry for that.
No.
But yeah, so you were saying something like,
No,
what you were saying about. Yeah, you were talking about so many young, like we are old souls, but in young, but in young numbers, So our physical body is young, but we are old souls. We have been here on this planet from a really long time. So we know the basic things and intermediate things, and we were walking our path of self-mastery, but there was not so much coaches available out there, or so much light workers were showing out there. So we can get an instant touch or an instant vibrational match with them. So when I was in my journey of awakening, I knew within myself that I have to walk my own path of self-mastery. And I never asked anything outside and anything, I never relied on something outside. Yeah. But slowly I was walking my own path. And when it comes to the inner work, when it comes to the soul work, I believe in two things. One is introspection, and the another is deeper inner silence. It has all the answers. You don't need to go to anyone else, and you do not need to seek answers from outside. You have everything within you. You just need to trust that. So I was walking that thing. I am a kind of person from since childhood that walks the talk. So I was
You're a master.
exactly doing that. But when I just saw you guys, and it was like Hindi में कहूँ तो सोने पे सुहागा, and you have to Google that.
We get that.
Oh, so what's your background from India? Like culturally, what's your background? Are you Hindu? What's your family's background?
Okay, so I am. My name is Abhya Bharadwaj, which literally means fearless or goddess. So
I see it in
and
your
I
soul.
see fearless. I see a warrior.
Oof, I see it. Are you still
Means
religious?
a
Do you still practice religion?
religion is believing in someone else's experience, and spirituality is having your own experience.
Oh my God, yes.
So
So beautiful.
yeah, I belong to Hinduism, but you know, when you know yourself better, you can know your religion better. Until and unless you do not know yourself, you cannot understand your religion. So religions were placed or designed for our ascension, but our egoistic mind just separated everything.
Absolutely.
That created an illusion. So I belong. My family practice Hinduism. We belong from Hinduism, and I commented down there that I can sense from my psychic abilities that Siman has a really high templates of DNA. Like I have said in my comment that the Siman reflects the energy of Lord Shiva. I do not know that if you know
I'm
about it
aware of
or
Shiva.
not.
Yeah.
Very
We're
much.
aware of Shiva.
Yeah, for sure. That's a huge
So
honor
he
for you to say that.
reflects of Lord Shiva, and I believe, and you know, I deeply somehow, no matter what we call it Christ consciousness, we call it Krishna consciousness. If something is helping you stepping out from your victimhood and taking you to your path of self mastery, then we shouldn't hook up there, you know. So
And there's one thing I want to say to you, Abhya, when you said we belong to Hinduism. Honestly, on my path, I really realized that I don't belong to anything. I come from the stars, and so do you. All these religious constructs, and for everyone else watching, have been placed upon us to keep us separated. Like, think about it. If a mother had 12 children, and would she like break them up into 5 groups and say, okay, you two are Hindus, you two are Muslims, you two are whatever, and now fight and divide? So one of the things I realized is that I don't belong to anything. I don't belong to my parents. I don't belong to my culture, my religion, I belong to the stars, and I just used my parents, my mother, as a vehicle to incarnate on this planet, because I picked her soul to give me all the lessons that I need. I picked the religion to show me, for me especially, I was born into a Hindu family. I picked a religion that I had no connection with. Then I converted into Islam, and I said, okay, let me give it all I got for 20 years. And so I have lived 20 years as a Hindu, 20 years as a Muslim. And now I used both of the knowledge gained from them to get out of it and realize I'm not going to be constricted by religion anymore, or my parents, or their culture, or the language I speak, or the country I was born in. I don't have any resonance with India. I was born in India. So I feel like I'm a soul, and it's so expanded. And sometimes many of us live our lives in like a very little box where I'm not saying you are. I lived like that, thinking this is it. This is my religion. This is my identity.
We live in boxes, like we separate ourselves, our consciousness in boxes. But when you asked about my ethnicity and my culture, just want to give you some idea about that. I put that word, but I can connect to you.
Yes, I totally hear that. I totally get
It's
that.
so nice to see you. I'm getting so many codes and downloads just by seeing you.
Yeah, one more interesting thing which happened yesterday night with me, as Simon was explaining in that video, that he was exposed with some beam of light, that spark which has been beamed upon you.
Yeah.
So I am also experiencing that thing, that some higher beings or some guides or spiritual, I do not know who exactly is, but some
Yeah.
energies of higher realms are constantly trying to connect with me and trying to get in touch with me. And I got very uncomfortable at that moment because it was so evident. It was not something like crazy, but it was so evident because in that dark room, I was alone in my room, and that spark is so bright that it was constantly trying to get my attention. So like catch my attention. So I don't get that what exactly it was, but I just get out of my bed and run.
Yeah, same. I don't try to make any meaning of it. I just experience it, and I can't sleep after that. For me, the light is so bright, it's like a waking up agent. So I just go and I see, do I need to read a book? Like I kind of explore that moment to see what needs to be shown to me by the universe. So yeah, it's different every time. And even this morning at 5 a.m., I woke up at 5 a.m. and she was up. Surprisingly, the energy was so intense. And I said, there's that light again. And she's like, are you sure it's not coming from the LED screen on the AC? I'm like, no,
That
this is a different light. It's like a light
constantly,
bulb.
it is not normal light. It is
Yeah,
not that striking in the sky. It is something different, and you can easily sense that. You can
yeah,
discern that from normal lighting out there, from
sure.
the traffic, and from the
Yeah,
light of vehicles. You can easily discern that it is coming from the higher realms or
yes,
stars or space.
yes.
So it was something very evident at the time, very mixed kind of emotions. I do not know, but I let that thing happen, and things just unfolds in their own way and at right time.
Absolutely. And for those of you who do not know the context of what Abhya just mentioned, is we mentioned this in detail in the last live, that many of us are being woken up in the middle of the night. And the last couple of nights, I had this beam of light. Abhya experienced it as well. It looks like a higher frequency light bulb that's going off in your head, but you also feel a connection with the back of your head, like your causal chakra. It's coming from somewhere here. Yeah, exactly. And you can also connect the other end of the
So much
light. It's like coming from another higher source. So it's very interesting who experiences this.
I feel like as my crystalline body is activating, I become more crunchier. My body and bones are cracking every time when I sit, I just eat, I just sleep. My body, my bones are cracking. So I feel like
Right.
I am getting more crunchier.
Wow.
Wow.
You are such a bright light. You are such a beautiful bright light.
You definitely have a very bright future
I
ahead of
want
you,
to
and
join
thank you
you
for coming
guys.
here